Ready to depart for Amh Araeng. Alisaie will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amaro launch, and you will see that you reach your destination. If you come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. Oh! Ah, a friend of the XIV. Hoping to meet someone in Amh Araeng, are you? And I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so you can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. Yep, probably. You can now travel to Amh Araeng. Speak to your adroit Amaro tamer to fly to the desert.
Amh Araeng. From this parched earth, the nation of Amh Araeng once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Amh Araeng meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Ugh, no matter how many times I come here, the cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky may be as bright as in the scorching hours of the day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the XIV let us know to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alisaie friend of yours is staying. But that's fair old distance, so I propose we make a stop in Mord Soak to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. Alright, you lot, I'm off, and I better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Alright, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. Aw, it just stumbled because it was too top-heavy.
Cute.
Yeah, stop here for a moment. This is your first visit to Amh Araeng, is it not? Before you cross the river of sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. Define that.
That's how I'll define it.
Okay, what am I looking at? Built them big, didn't they? That's Castle Sharl, fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Amh Araeng. Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say that it was once one of Novrant's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Amh Araeng's lands were lost to the light, its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying, most of them anyway. No, not many choose to come here these days, not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than an Amaro roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Mord Soak. Let's press on, shall we? I think this place is supposed to reflect Alamigo.
Probably.
Architecture might look similar, I think. Here we are, Mortsoak. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Mortsoak. Not just full of Mord, but humans and all manner of others too. Has been a refuge for folk displaced by the floods, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Is that what they call Lalafels? Mord?
Maybe?
Ah, ever met a Mord before? They look like shifty little blighters, but they're a more welcoming lot than you could ever wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Gen. I'll go ahead and let him know we've arrived. Oh, there's a kobold here. Or maybe those are the Mords.
I think so, yeah.
So this is a Mord.
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mortsook.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Amh Araeng. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too, many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Amh Araeng by choice, but Mortsook's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mords do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Mord says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with
That was completely unexpected.
Yep.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer? I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look!
You buy, you buy?
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots!
Said the what now?
Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Maybe they did spoilers and we missed it.
Oh. Oh, bright honor. gold coin in common circulation when the kingdom of Vobert was at its peak.
I don't like this quest.
Let's see what... Welcome to Ronron's Traveler. I'm here wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, snare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? Browse Ronron's wares. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a foodstuff and inspect it with left click. Skewers. Oh, you like those. Chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks, spear with stick, then roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. Silly customer. You cannot eat Ron, not even for a Vobert gold piece. Ooh, maggots. Everyone's favorite. Plump white worms slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed wiggler, you'll never want any other treat. Protein. I call that mush loaf. Middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruit, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard. Cured with special spicy spices. Some find the spell challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. I don't know, I got like 260 pineapples in my inventory. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose? Which to choose? Let's go with the most normal option.
Which one's that?
Ever-burning bounty. Yes, put some spice in your step. You'll feel the cold this night. And probably not the next one either. You have the gold? And done! One Vobright honor buys you 10 sides of lizard meat. The spice must flow. Will you eat the lot? Every last mouthful. What an appetite! What a belly! A new legend is born in Mortsuk.
Just wish for a non.
Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Let's see, your Kit Kat chose a much slower food. Yeah, I'm almost happy at Monster Hunter. I mean, I did play Monster Hunter before playing Final Fantasy, so...
And I think we've both done the Monster Hunter quest in Final Fantasy.
We have. We also did a Final Fantasy quest in Monster Hunter. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns. I was watching from your green. You honored our custom and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mortsuk. If you need anything in Amh Araeng, we are here to provide. You have courage, my friend. Ronron's wares are more exotic than harmful. I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right, now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mortsuk. Ah, offering your services, are you? Aye, well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for. You just need to do the lifting and carrying. I'll go and take care of some last minute haggling then. See you in a bit. Let's see, market receipt. Let's see, table, cactus from Thonton, and iron ore from Vauthry. Now they might deal to mill to be collected in Momo. Assad sent you, did he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron. Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. You came in with Kassan, yes? Good, good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please, take your prickly purchase. And box of antiquities from Momo. Hey, no touching. That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Kassard sent you? Oh, why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no, no, no. The Amh Araeng relics, was it? All packed in that box there. Handle with care. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Aye, that's a lot, alright. Good work. And quick work too, considering you've not set foot in place before. I thought you were the one to sit in the city like the XIV, but something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency prevents something of a problem. I'd hope to conclude all my business before you returned, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middleman and sort this mess out. Sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Kassad? It's like an age since I've seen you. Oh, isn't the lovely Tesleen? It has been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This gentleman was on his way to meet with Alisaie. I was supposed to be taking him to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alisaie has told me so much about you. You're green, aren't you? That's me. I knew it! How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I got to know Alisaie quite well since she took up the guard duties there. You want me to take over as Green's guide, Kassard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. It looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Amh Araeng, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. Alisaie has been desperate to see you, Green. So, let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from here. We can? We just need to swing around the ridge and then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. You think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? Yep. I'm a tank right now, so that's pretty much my job. Thought you might. Alisaie was saying how much you... let's get going, shall we? I'm sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. Yet hardly a match for you, it seems. I always thought Alisaie was strong, but in her mind she was never... Now it makes sense. Well, we should push on. Might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. It seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow. First, let's head inside, shall we?
Well, this looks more like not Alabi. I forget the name of that camp city.
Which camp city?
Let me pull up the name. It's in Thanalan.
Little Alamigo, or the one with the
Yeah, well, maybe it's Little Alamigo. Then?
Well, there's a couple. Like, there was also one, like, outside in central Thanalan, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, like, what is that? But there's, like, this another place in, like, central Thanalan with, like, all these, like, tents set up with, like, refugees hiding in the,
Yeah, that's
around
what I'm
there.
thinking. I thought that was Little Alamigo.
No, that's a different place.
Let me see.
Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarian since Alisaie arrived. Stone's Throw? Maybe. That does sound
No, it's
familiar.
Little Alamigo.
Okay.
That I'm thinking of. And
It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. The afflicted? You don't know? I don't think I met anyone besides Alisaie who was so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk are grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alisaie give you the full explanation. Now, where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out the south side and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Alisaie is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints in the ground. They look to be about the right size. Small footprints. Small footprints lead off to the northwest. That's a lot of smaller footsteps. More tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand. Maybe they're Lalafell footsteps.
Get back here! Is that... It can't be.
Impressive.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Okay, well that one's not my fault.
why do they have to start the shot
How
there?
are you?
Because it's more dramatic if you zoom up to the face.
Yeah, but they don't have to start from that low.
We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphonse must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Araeng were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urielge's vision. He may use 10 words where 1 would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations.
Like Sin Eaters, or?
Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether, and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct, that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them.
Well, that's one reason to go back to Yulmore.
Full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it served me well as a training ground. Tesline and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters. Which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn and you clear the west. That way you can have undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around out there, we can rendezvous back to the north entrance. Good hunting. How did you fare? Ah, I thought there might be one or two lurking in the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you to notice it yourself, but individually, these lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the void scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock up to the strongest of their kind. And thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, he might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. Army of sin eaters, huh? Weren't we just at...
Foreshadowing.
Weren't we were literally just at Yulmore. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to call their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? Maybe Vauthry's a sin eater. What do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But maybe he's partially one?
Turning into one or something? Or afflicted?
Maybe he's just too fat to do the transformation?
Maybe? Alisaie tells me you helped her out on her patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alisaie has missed your company. Everything is always is, if Green were here, he would... That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that, either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Green's methods. Honestly, after seeing him in action, I can understand why. The way he leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I know that he deserves all the admiration he gets, just as you do. I'd like to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alisaie? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you worked yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alisaie. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them, and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pondil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Halric remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin hardened to something akin to plaster. You seen to the patients? How were they? I already one about Halric seemed fine. Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I am concerned about Halric, though. I'll seek with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to that discussion, then. I was going to take Green to Mortsuk if you have any errands here that need doing. Well, I suppose there's one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Kassar's caravan just passed through, so Bronwyn should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Green. There's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Bronwyn's stall, of course. Oh, back again, aren't you? You need another taste of Bronwyn's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh, yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how easy you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a mold merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Only 1. Oh, Yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh, no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best regulars for you. Come again, my friends. Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glaze Wigglers, you actually brought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we?
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness.
Kind of looks similar to the area we saw in the burn. Just with less sand, I guess. Like in Canada.
Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food.
Welcome back.
In my time here,
Thank you.
I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.